see these manifestations in a hologram like this, you would see it in other areas in life, where there would be a side that is exercising the dominance over everything, like it knows what it's doing.
Oil plug.
It's government, the rest of the people throwing the bombs around, right?
Oil plug.
But at the same time, the visionaries, the one tapping to the right side of the brain,
apparently mine's cracked or something.
How it could be sustainable, but not allowed to say anything. See, so what happens is that we get honing in on.
I gotta try to do different throat stuff because I've been settling in on the same one.
So what happens with this right side is when you go to sleep, when the left brain goes to sleep, now it's able to activate. And now it's able to show you and begin to project to you what spiritual phenomena is about. Which is like when you're doing in the dream, flying around, all sorts of stuff. But then when the right brain, when the left brain starts to wake up again, now it's ready to come back into reality. Disarray. And what is taking us from the level of being such grand beings, not into this whole conflicting ourselves and not into this whole telling ourselves that we're bad and we've done wrong, but into the glory of what we can do when we're not even thinking and we're just creating. When we're solving the problem, not talking about what the problems actually are. But it's interesting though, because this is not a show to blame anyone. But if you really want to know what's really going on, the simulation in itself is projected by a specific group or frequency of consciousness that overrides, like one who has extreme domination over their mind, we call mind control. It can override the rest of the body or the rest of the hive that's in the corpus. So, because what we're looking at is, they say, what is the universe? The universe is a large body. And this is where Kabbalah becomes Adam Kadmon. They say because it's just walking man in the universe. No, that is the whole universe. And it's actually not a man. It's Adam Kadmon is a man-woman. Same thing what they call the body of Christ. Okay, what is this? This is another body of what makes up millions of people, basically. All together on one frequency and one band on different levels. Some are making up the feet, some are making up the head. But that's that body. And then same thing when they say the body of Osiris. They split into 14 pieces of the different regions and different territories, but it's all one body. And so what we need to see now is who's in the head now. Like who's in the head of this collective projection that we are sharing together. Or more directly, who is in your head. That means that the person that's listening should ask themselves, who's talking in your head? Because last time we checked, it's literally Oz behind the curtain pushing the intercom button sometime and saying, hey, don't trust that person. That person is not for us. Remember last time. And then the person takes it as their own thoughts. See, what I'm saying to people now is the left brain was compromised. It was hacked. So the same frequency or wavelength that these people use to do their MK Ultras and their mind controls and programming, they come through that left brain. Because the right brain then becomes subject to the left brain and then starts to programming itself. See, I didn't tell everyone that the right brain was the good one. What I said was the right brain is capable of getting you in a vehicle that takes you into a higher light, a higher spectrum, where the effects of the causes that go on here, the causes to the effects that go on here are really encased. But what happens is the left brain gets beat all up by that side. If the right brain gets beat up by the left brain, it gets taught that the dogmatic tradition, this is religious right programming in the firmware. If they get taught the good and bad and the good and evil, if it gets taught that so much, then it begins to teach the right brain that. See, the right brain is what we're shaping. And this is why the greatest master said, see, what we have is we have a seed of the soul, but it's not yet cultivated. So don't get it confused here. It's still your responsibility to take this seed of this soul and to cultivate it, what they said, to fabricate it, meaning that you actually have to make it. And so this is a totally different way that we look at things, but think about it. Our spirituality is grown from a child all the way to an adult, based on and beyond, based on what we're teaching it now. So it's still, though, not just knowing everything all on its own, and it does have a lot of different abilities, but knowing is something that's just subject to this reality, is what I'm saying. Like when you go to sleep, you'll notice yourself doing things in the dream, flipping all around and doing stuff that you would have never thought that you could do in the physical reality, right?
Yeah.
So this is what it's about. It's about really breaking down this side of this wall that is going on between the right brain and the left brain. That the left brain, and remember, the left brain is exercising dominance, so it's now time to compensate. They say even the agencies that you're looking at really all boil into the CIA. Even the groups, they all boil into that because they're the ones with the technology. They're the ones with a whole nother scope of level of control over this entire globe. So from that point on, you have to realize that everyone is subject to some kind of hacking unless they compensate. And let's talk about what compensation is, or what that's about. Now, if I have my leg is bad, but I got to go out and play in a sport, I'm going to favor my other leg. I'm going to put most of the weight on my other leg because I know that this leg is bad. I'm not going to go out there like I don't have a problem with my leg. So this is the same thing that we have to do with the left brain logical side, is always remember in our actions and automatically that, hey, you got to balance out that left side and that thought that you just had, because it's gonna be hacked. It's not, it can be, it's gonna be. And this is a big part of the deprogramming,
I hope
right? And now where you can connect to, though, because remember, I don't introduce problems, because solutions exist before problems. Surely the sun existed before the shadows. And that's why the word solution, soul, is in it, because it shows you, oh, I'm first. Solutions are first. Problems come later. So what happens is that if you happen to have a problem, or if you hear problems introduced today, trust me, you're going to hit solutions right behind it. See, there's a part of the body.
Toyota are right next to each other.
I'm naming it the Revelator.
Junction,
and when I'm talking about the body, I'm not just talking about the one that you're in. I'm talking about the universal body. In the universal body,
parking lot trash and snowbanks is one of those things that make me feel like we're not living in a simulation. This place is real. Snowbanks, parking lot trash. first time since like Thanksgiving. It's weird when you're used to taking a shower every day and then you don't. The first few days, the first week's pretty tough. Then it actually gets not so bad. Like, the body odor changes, the smells change. It's like you'll have body odor and then you won't. Of course, I'm nose blind to so much. I'm trying to take more walks lately, and when I walk in my house after like breathing and having taken a walk, it's really quite a bit different of the smell. But like the way that feet smell different, sometimes they can smell like urine, and then sometimes they can smell sometimes they can smell urine, or like sometimes they can smell cheesy, sometimes they can smell vinegary, sometimes they can smell kind of like ammonia. So it's like when you stop showering, your body goes through all these different fermenting processes that don't happen when you shower every day and wash everything out. So the idea that you can have good bacteria and good dirt on your outside that's like long-lived. Oh, I was gonna go the other way. Oh well. Like, that's just kind of interesting. It's kind of like, not to be crude or anything, but you know, I remember listening to, what is it, Felix Katz? Guy who made those awesome fermenting books. You know, like he talked about how, like, you know, essentially the vagina stays sterile because of the sour fermentation that happens around there. And it seems as though the same thing starts to take place in different parts of the body when you don't shower. The butt. First week of not showering, your butt can get itchy. After that, it seems to work itself out kind of. I'm not recommending it. Same with the feet and all that. It still gets funk, but you know. Which also brings me back to the Krebs cycle and anaerobic respiration. Like, are there different ways? Is lactic acid a necessary byproduct of anaerobic respiration? Never mind the increased capacity for aerobic. guess maybe with more practice and patience. I've had a couple days off for Christmas. We usually get more times than not, we get the week between Christmas and New Year's off. Though I'm probably I owe a few hours, so I'll probably work like tomorrow and the next day, or Wednesday and Thursday or something. That's why I've been having all this free time to do stuff. Christmas stuff I might have done anyway, except for when I know I have more free time coming up, I let some stuff slide knowing I can take care of it later, like the stuff I did today.